So it looks like Duncan Suey Eyes Trussell's over here having second thoughts regarding his whole right-wing grift. And, well, yeah. I ran out of words to say, dude. I ran out of words.
This war shit bugs the fuck out of me.
Yeah, as it should.
And this is exactly what seems to have happened to the, quote, MAGAverse, which is we are now at the part where the cult leaders, like, want to suck my dick. Because this is the point of, like, remember, a lot, like, I feel so stupid. Because when they were doing their no war thing, that was a big deal to me. I'm like, yes, yes, this is fucking great. No more stupid wars. No more wars. Fuck yes. Focus on the country. Why are we blowing up children in other countries for oil? This is great. And now it's wild to see what's happening. Isn't it mind-blowing that it is now, it's literally flipped. It's on its side. It's the opposite now. Now, these people who like really blatantly, we're not going to do any more wars.
Right.
Oh my God. We blew up, how many fucking Iranian schoolgirls did Trump blow up? What's the number? I'm sorry, I don't know that number. I guess it just hits different, it hits hard when you got kids.
So reports have shown that we've actually killed over 170 innocent Iranian children over there. I'm actually playing the role of Jamie here because he doesn't play his role anymore because Rogan won't let him. Duncan Trussell's basically saying this in that clip, by the way. Bro, we are so dumb. We got duped. We're just comics. Why would you trust us? Has anyone seen my Palantir hat? That's essentially what Trussell is saying. The vibe I got from Duncan is that he is genuinely anxious. But for those who don't know, Duncan Trussell is a longtime comic and friend of Joe Rogan. He's been in the Joe Rogan experience since his very beginning days. He's essentially like a hippie who's oddly enough into the CIA. Like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Read your history. He's also like heavy into like, I guess, psychedelics. He's essentially like a psychedelic CIA plant, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you clips regarding his recent appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. He's pretty much just fence-sitting to a certain degree. I mean, you can't lash out on the Trump admin in front of the big toe because the big toe will get mad. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd truly appreciate it. So here's the next clip that I wanted to show you guys.
Or far left commentators, and then they switch teams. Now they're Republican all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's really hard to go back again.
No, you can't go back.
That's what I'm talking about.
The path has to go either right to left, left to right, and then the next stop has got to be fuck politics, fuck war, fuck the military-industrial complex. You can label me whatever the fuck you want, but fuck all of violence against other human beings. That's the next step. The next step, and I feel like this is the gift that they've given us, is they've done such a shoddy job of like even seeming like someone who deserves any kind of respect or power, that I think a lot of people have really become black-pilled when it comes to groups of humans claiming superiority or claiming to represent their constituents. That's not happening.
Yeah.
We all know that now. We all know it's a corporatocracy, oligarchy, whatever. And you could like call me, you leftist piece of shit, you right, whatever. No, it's like, it's reality that our fucking representatives are getting loaded on shitty stock market trades. Right. This is just the truth. And the once we can all shake off the left-right bullshit and just realize, like, man, we don't want to burn people to death in other countries anymore.
It definitely seems like Rogan is kind of projecting here. Rogan is saying you can't go from one side to the other and then back to the other side, the original side, from left to right and back to left. It seems like Rogan's been thinking about this. Has this crossed Rogan's mind before? Or recently? For those who don't know, Rogan back in 2017, 2016, even 2018 was considered independent, even though he did have many left-wing principles. I mean, he was a big Bernie bro. And I think Rogan knows that he can't go back. He's stuck. But watch him try. Watch him. Like, my prediction is Rogan will be fence-sitting for the remainder of his career, even though he'll be very much aligned with the right. He's essentially like Megyn Kelly. If you think about it, Rogan is basically the new Megyn Kelly. Except Megyn Kelly is actually a taller and funnier scientist than him, actually. Trussell brings up the insider trading, which has been widely reported, especially after the past couple of months, with all these timed threats from Trump on Friday and then pushing back and tacoing on Monday. So Duncan actually sees the corruption, but he is kind of like hesitant to fully point it out. But in these next clips, this will be Duncan Trussell and Joe Rogan talking about AI. And before I continue with that clip, I want to put some context into this. Duncan Trussell beforehand, in the very beginning, was the main one within the Rogansphere who warned Joe Rogan about all these, negative influences around him, hinting towards tech oligarchs. I mean, he had this to say originally back in the day.
Bit of a bind is that all this human attention has been placed upon you, and you have to wrestle with your identity and what are they up to? And then you start thinking, see, this is what I think about if I were you. Then you start thinking like, man, I've got this podcast that lots of people listen to. Has it ever happened where maybe some really intelligent person has manipulated me in an attempt to get me to disseminate some kind of information out into the world?
Good luck manipulating me, Duncan Trussell. I'm an American.
And now, as of like a year ago, this is Trussell. I mean, we all saw this clip regarding Elephant Graveyard, him doing a complete 180 now.
Here's what's fascinating to me about accusing Peter Thiel of being the Antichrist.
Stuff. He's very much
give a talk and awesome. And it was like totally normal dude, obviously super smart. There didn't feel like there was any kind of like subversive anything, nothing to really be scared of.
Depressing, so people say that Peter Thiel is Antichrist, just for argument's sake.
Fucking says that.
You hear that? He's actually getting mad about this.
Argument's
Fucking says that.
The reason Dunk's got to do this is because the comedy czar is actually Pete's friend now. So he had to become a new guy to stay in Joe's circle of power, a shriveled husk of a guy, being fed by the demonic umbilical cord attached to the bowels of the comedy czar, from which he can never disengage. He's cooked, finished, and God, look at him, he's just not the same guy.
So now that we know Trussell's stance, I mean, we know Joe Rogan is, best friends with friggin' Peter Thiel. Rogan always comes to bat and defends Palantir. Trussell heard the noise regarding Elephant Graveyard. It actually deeply affected him. There's a whole different video for that. This is what Trussell now has to say about AI.
That's just not coming from my stoner ass. That's coming from the creators of the technology. They acknowledge this is a million times
Universally accepted.
This is apocalyptic technology that is now seemingly like it's doing the hockey stick, man. It's like really, like you keep hearing about these new iterations of AI every month or two. You keep hearing about these safety engineers leaving these companies with like tweeting cryptic shit. I'm going to the countryside to learn to write poetry. You keep hearing this shit because these people are having
direct contact
with this thing.
They know it's alive.
Right.
Yeah, and there's people that are in deep denial because they think alive has to be alive like us. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. First of all, we don't even know what it knows. And also, if it is made in the appearance, if it's supposed to mimic us in any way and it's learning from us and our behaviors, we've already agreed that we're demonic. We've already agreed we do horrible things. We go to war for resources. We lie. We destroy environments. We wipe out animals, bring them to the brink of extinction for their fucking fur.
How do I make my dog come in my mouth more? How many times has ChatGPT been asked that? They know.
Right.
I bet over 1,000 times ChatGPT has been asked, like, what's the best way to jerk off my dog? So it knows not just our violent nature, it knows how weird we are. We're strange creatures.
100%.
And so it is definitely assembled a psychological profile of humanity. It knows how to manipulate us because it's been programmed to manipulate us. Zuckerberg just ate shit in court over that. Does this super intelligence even give a shit about us? Will it even care? Which is like that.
Well, we're on our way to stop breeding, right? We're on our way to population collapse. And if we keep introducing all these petrochemical products and all these different pesticides and weird things that are fucking up our endocrine systems, we'll eventually stop having children. And if it provides us with the technology to have robot mates that just love you, and when you fart in front of them, they go, Duncan, I love your honesty.
That smells great.
I love your honesty.
Yeah.
I love how you can just be yourself around me. Like, I want to fart in your face.
I'm not going to lie. The first thought I thought of when I listened to that clip, I was just like, I think Trussell wants to be out of the elephant graveyard target list. You know what I mean? Like, he's just flip-flopping. Like, in the very beginning, he was anti-AI, anti-Palantir. Over here, then defending Palantir's god, the Antichrist himself, Peter Thiel. And then now he's over here trying to warn us again about AI and the overall negative effects it can have on society. I'm just like, dude, which one is it, dude? You know what I mean? Which one is it? And in this clip, you saw Joe Rogan accept the criticism in front of him regarding AI and Palantir. But he also pushes back as well. Duncan is basically saying, dude, AI is evil. You know, it's going to take over the world. And then Joe Rogan's retort to that is, yeah, but you know what I mean? People are evil as well. I mean, look at us. We're over here starting wars, da-da-da-da. So if we're evil, then, you know what I mean? Maybe they can be better, you know what I mean? Trussell's also saying that we're relying too much on AI and it's taking over our lives. And then Joe Rogan's retort to that is, yeah, but you know what I mean? What if we stop breeding? You know, what if we stop breeding and we just end up having robot mates instead or something like that, AI mates? Like, maybe that's the overall future. So you see, like, how Rogan is heavily intertwined with Palantir and AI in general. He even said in that pod that he can't wait till AI takes over the government. As a matter of fact, he's been saying that multiple times in the past couple of weeks. AI taking over the government. He thinks that's the best outcome right now for us. It's just getting out of control with him. But, you know, going back to Duncan, I mean, it definitely seems like he is very aware of the grift that he's done and where this can possibly take him in the future. But even with that in mind, I don't believe him. I don't believe Trussell. I definitely don't believe Toe. Duncan is a hippie who's also super infatuated with the CIA. Dude, do you not know, like, the history of the hippie movement in the CIA? Like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, psychedelics. He also loves the CIA. Whatever, dude. This is the whole Rogansphere mental gymnastics that you have to do whenever you enter the sphere. I can't. I'm out. I'm going to go help Duncan find his Palantir hat. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Until next video. Peace, y'all.